Hi there YouTube friends, welcome back to another episode of Auntie's Kitchen. Simple and delicious food cooked and prepared in South Korea with South Korean ingredients. If you're new to this channel, welcome. 안녕하세요. Hi to all the new subscribers. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you chocolate bark. Two ways. Oreo cookie, white chocolate bark, one of my favorite flavor combinations. And I'm going to be showing you an easy homemade honeycomb with sugar and water. Milk chocolate bark. Now you don't have to use the same ingredients. You could make this your own recipe. You could add in any ingredient that you have available in your own apartment. So you could use M&Ms, you could use dried raisins, you could use cranberries, nuts, anything that you would like to put inside your bar to make this your own. So then, let me show you how I make two of my favorite flavor combination barks, Oreo cookie and honeycomb bark today. The first thing I do is make my honeycomb by adding some sugar and water into a pan. I move it around in my pan, making sure that the water covers the sugar, and then place this onto the stove on a low-medium heat while I measure out the bicarbonate soda. It's important not to stir, allow it to bubble and melt the sugar. I watch very carefully. As soon as I see that colour change to a light brown, I turn off the heat and I add my bicarbonate soda. I stir in the bicarbonate soda quickly with a whisk, making sure it is fully incorporated, but at the same time making sure carefully not to overstir. As you stir, you will see your mixture turn into a beautiful honeycomb colour. Pour your honeycomb onto a covered surface and leave it to cool and harden. Please be careful not to get any of this mixture on you, as it will give you a terrible burn. I set it aside to cool while I get on with making the other chocolate bark. I use a bain-marie and place some white chocolate in a bowl to melt over some boiling water. I break up 2 packs of Oreo cookies. Break your cookies into whatever size you would like. I like a mixture of both big and small pieces of cookie. I really do love this recipe because it is both simple and effortless. Keep an eye on your chocolate and stir occasionally until it is all melted. Just in case you're wondering, I get my white chocolate from Home Plus, but you could also use chocolate chips. Be careful, because if you're like me and don't have a heat-resistant bowl, it will get hot, so make sure you wear a glove. As my chocolate is melted, I pour it over my Oreo cookies and then make sure they are evenly coated. The last thing I do is flatten out the mixture and leave it somewhere to cool. Once it has completely cooled down, I put it in my refrigerator for it to completely set. Now that my white chocolate Oreo cookie bark is finished, I get on with making the other bark. I repeat the procedure and melt some chocolate over a bain-marie. My honeycomb has had time to set and it's looking good. I like to break it up into smaller pieces and then cover with chocolate. An alternate way is to keep the pieces large and then dip half of them into chocolate. Just cover them in whatever way works best for you. Other than eating the final product, I also really enjoy breaking up the honeycomb and hearing that crunch. This honeycomb keeps really well in a sealed jar, and you can use it for so many different recipes. My chocolate has melted well, so I take it off the heat and pour over my honeycomb, and then I mix it all together. I flatten it out, and just like the other bark, once it is cooled, I place it in my refrigerator for an hour or so. So here is my finished bark. The last thing to do is to cut it up. I like this roughed up look and uneven covering of chocolate over the honeycomb. None of this goes to waste. The larger pieces I wrap up and give away as treats, and the smaller pieces I will put in a jar and use them to sprinkle over ice cream or yogurt. I repeat this cutting procedure with the white chocolate cookie bark, and obviously carry out quality control and test a few pieces. So here you have 2 different types of chocolate bark that really are delicious and so simple to make with only a few ingredients needed. Okay, let's try some of our Oreo cookie and our crunchy. So our Oreo cookie, you can see here the Oreos just randomly placed in this chocolate. I really like the sweetness of the white chocolate, and it's complemented in the cookie bar. Okay, if you listen carefully. Oh my, it's taken me back to a crunchy bar. Crunchy, delicious chocolate. Please don't take my word for it. Make this for yourself, for your family, for your friends, and have fun in the kitchen. So thanks for being here with me today. I really appreciate all your support and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. God bless, happy Chew Sock,